I, that's at Victor_Bidi, and at Channels Beam. We take another break, and afterwards, Ayo Yalowo will join us.
I am intelligent.
I'm incisive.
I am passionate.
I am focused.
I am diplomatic. I'm creative. I am people-oriented.
I am logical.
I am detailed.
I am determined.
I am inquisitive. I am trained.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. We're now being joined by Ayo Yalowo. Ayo is a social commentator. He's been here before. Ayo, thanks for coming back to Channels Beam once again this year.
Thank you, Victor. Happy New Year.
Sure, thank you very much. I mean, we've been seeing this issue of tribalism, and religious sentiments in Nigeria. I mean, there's been so much furor and uproar about it. Where do you see this coming? Where do you see this coming from, and what does it portend for politics and good governance in Nigeria?
Well, thank you. Tribalism, religious sentiment have only been with us for years. But unfortunately, it got exacerbated after this current regime came in. I was old enough in 1993, I voted for a Muslim ticket. A man called Abiola and his vice president, presidential candidate. Both of them were Muslims. I didn't even think about it. It didn't mean anything to me. As long as they were competent and I felt they could do it, I voted for them.
What has changed from 1993?
What has changed is that we have a president today and his team who think Nigerians must be divided along tribal sentiment and religious lines. And it is so clear. We have people who don't see a national interest as anything important, as long as they can maintain their hold on power. And the best way to do is through divide and rule. And that is what we're experiencing today as a country. And it portends danger for us.
Okay.
Because it comes to a point where I can no longer relate to you as Victor. I begin to relate with you as a Hausa man, as a Muslim, or as a Christian. So it's a danger here. We are supposed to see ourselves as a human being, first and foremost, as people of the same religion, of the same country, irrespective of your religion or your tribe. But we have come to a point where today the president does not see himself as a president. Somebody comes and say, if our son does not become president in 2000 or whatever, we're going to burn down this country, and nobody cautions them.
Okay, just moving forward now, let's forget about the issue of presidents. If you look at the federal ministries, the NYSC, all these were establishments that were set up, to bring about national cohesion and unity. What has happened? Because now you really find it difficult to see people being happy that they're being posted by the NYSC to
because of the issues that we've had. For instance, I know during my time people were posted to any part of the country, and it was even a joy in the NYSC. If you marry someone you met during NYSC normally pays you some amount of money to assist your wedding. It was supposed to be something that was built after the war in 1973, after the Civil War, the Biafran Civil War, such that there will be a unifying factor among our youths. But today is no longer that. You see that the children of the rich people can pay their way to serve in some, in quote, juicy states, Abuja, Port Harcourt, or Lagos. So it is the children of the nobodies, people who can pay their way out, who get sent to Bauchi, to Borno, to some other places that you don't want to go to because of the Boko Haram problem that we are currently facing. So the NYSC in essence is no longer serving that purpose, because it has become highly politicized, just like everything under this condition. We have a standing Navy force, one of the best according to them in Africa. But they cannot police our water. We have to pay an ex-criminal to police our water. So that is the kind of thing we are finding out in Nigeria today.
Okay, moving forward again, the National Confab, there's this call for ethnic inclination in the whole process. What's your thought on that?
Well, I've always been someone who also believed that Nigerians must sit down and talk, because a constitution should be for the people. Our constitution, the first paragraph should say, we the people, we the Nigerians. Now, I never knew where we sat down to write 1999 constitution, so I agree that we have to sit down and talk. But my own problem is this current confab. Why are we having it? Is it a sovereign national conference? Will the whatever was reached as agreement at the end of it, will it be binding on Nigeria? As far as I'm concerned, currently this is just another distraction, national distraction album. It's just to waste people's time. It's not going to achieve anything.
Why?
Because, one, how are we going to compose it? Are we going to have youth, tribal and ethnic people coming in? Are we going to have, how is it going to be composed? See, until there must be a national dialogue first and foremost to agree on the modality for us to dialogue. Before we can answer, we want to dialogue. This is another joke. We just want to waste people's time and money and distract them so that they will be distracted. Then the election will be rigged in 2015 and we will have another nonsense jamboree as we've been having. It's another jamboree as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you, Ayo. We have to hold it here. Thanks for coming on the program and sharing your thoughts.
Thank you, Victor.
Yes. I've been speaking with Ayo Oyalo. He's a social commentator. He's just shared his thought with us on how tribalism and religious sentiments has hampered the progress of Nigeria. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, the program will continue. Join us right after this break. Explosive, breathtaking, and tantalizing discussion. To relive the moment, visit our website. It's channelstv.com or youtube.com/channelsweb. Thanks for sending your contributions. As a social media program, we will look at the selected few from Google+, Twitter, and Facebook before reviewing the 5 most viewed videos on our YouTube channel for the past week.
At number 5, the police arrest man for killing his 4-month-old son for ritual.
That done, the almost decomposing corpse of the child was handed to a pathologist for examination. And then the suspect, Mr. Folomjo, was taken away in a police vehicle amidst boos and curses from his kinsmen.
At number 4 is an interview with a professor of international law and jurisprudence
should it be legalized?
Channel. According to him, the law against same-sex marriage is not new in Nigeria.
This criminalization of homosexual acts as part of the duty of the state to monitor and the moral behavior of the citizens. That's what we are doing. But there are others who are also arguing that it is not the business of the law to actually bother about the private lives of individuals. In fact, some people argue that what an individual does in private should not be the concern of society, except such acts actually bring harm to the larger society.
At number 3, the second rally stage by the Save Rivers movement was once again marked by violence.
To be an attack. Then they attacked pressmen, and the corporation police did not react, did not respond. They attacked citizens. They shot. Here two persons are lying critically ill in the hospital, which I will have to visit in Bori. And I've told them, but even before I come, they should transfer them to Port Harcourt, so that we'll make sure they don't die.
When I got there, they said to me, "So you're the mother of thieves." They stripped me and poured blended pepper in my private parts. They even cut my bra strap and said they'll cut off my head to the god of iron.
The second most viewed video shows the 12-year-old Ejigbotu victim advocating death penalty for those responsible for her sister's death. At number 1 is a video of a Nigerian pastor arrested for printing fake currency.
The constant reference to tribal animosities is affecting the youth and is ensuring that a legacy of hate and suspicion is passed down the generations. The National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, was initiated to promote national unity and cohesion. But alas, today a young graduate from, say, Ogun State spends sleepless nights if the NYSC posts him to Borno State, and so will a graduate from Sokoto State posted to Abia. Sometimes, even when the graduate himself is calm, his parents will have the sleepless nights on his behalf. Contrary to expectations, it usually turns out to be a pleasant experience at the end of the service here. We draw the curtains here today, but the conversation continues on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. You can also follow me on Twitter at Victor_Mbidi, at Victor_MBIDI. I am Victor Matthias on behalf of the channel's web team. Goodbye and see you next week.